Good morning. I would like to welcome all of you to Grand Rapids Community College on this day to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I would like to start by welcoming some distinguished guests. First, the president of Grand Rapids Community College, Dr. Stephen Ender. And the GRCC Board of Trustees, founding member Ellen James, Secretary Margot Anderson, founding member Terry Hanlon, we also have trustee members Dr. Richard Stewart, and Dr. Richard Reiskamp. We also have some distinguished guests from the city of Grand Rapids joining us. Mayor George Hartwell, City Commissioners Ruth Kelly, Dave Schaefer, Rosalind Bliss, City Manager Greg Sundstrom. We also have other noted guests here. We have educator Lupe Ramos Montigny and State Rep Brandon Dillon. Thank you all, to all of you, for joining us. Now for some remarks on the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. precursor. He was born January 15th, 1929, martyred April 4th, 1968. Among his greatest efforts, in 1960, the Freedom Rides desegregating buses in South Carolina and Washington, D.C. August 28, 1963, the March on Washington, D.C., the largest march ever assembled in the nation's capital. A march for jobs for all now. And doesn't that sound familiar? March 25, 1965, the march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. And April 15, 1967, the largest peace demonstration in history to end the war in Vietnam. The result of this struggle was the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Acts Bill of 1965. Martin Luther King Jr.'s achievement was that of the civil rights movement, the desegregation of public facilities in the United States, and the lessening of obstacles to voting for African Americans. But there was much more going on here. I remember when I was younger, some people said of Martin Luther King Jr. that he was just a big-time troublemaker, or that he was too far ahead of his time. But the truth is, he was right on time. Clarence B. Jones and Stuart Connolly, in their book, Behind the Dream, stated, "We caught lightning in a bottle because the right man spoke the right words to the right people at the right time." And that was no fluke. From a sermon delivered November 17th, 1957 by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., "Yes, it is love that will save our world and our civilization. He who has love has the key that unlocks the door to the meaning of ultimate reality." Martin Luther King Jr. was a prophet, a sign, a signifier. He was a harbinger, a person that pioneers or initiates a major change. He was a precursor, one that foreshadows what is to come, a forerunner. It has been said that with faith, the future may be brought into the present. We are so fortunate that his vision, his dream is a good one. What he foresaw was the multiracial future of our country and the world, with all people living in peace. As we pause for a moment of silence, let us meditate on these thoughts. One from Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And from the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I would now like to introduce to you your Mistress of Ceremonies, Shaka White. Shaka White is currently the president of Grand Rapids Community College Black Student Union. This is her second year at GRCC, and she will be transferring to Grand Valley State University next fall to pursue a career in healthcare administration. Eventually, she would like to obtain her master's degree in social work. Please join me in welcoming this year's Mistress of Ceremonies, Shaka White.
Good afternoon, students, teachers, and community members. We all have heard about Dr. King's dream and his civil rights movement, but there are some things that we don't often hear about. Like, did you know that because he was so advanced as a child that he actually skipped the 9th and 12th grades and was accepted into Morehouse at the age of 15 years old? Did you also know that he was accepted into Yale and Edinburgh and Scotland, but finished his graduate studies at Boston University? We always hear about his famous I Have a Dream speech, but did you know that he received a Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album in 1971 after his death? Just as he will always be remembered as a legacy, he had to start somewhere, which for him was being a student. So as we celebrate today, be encouraged to begin your own legacy as well, and recognize the value of education in making this world better for you and for others. On behalf of Grand Rapids Community College, I am pleased to welcome you to the 26th Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration and Peace March. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the presentation of colors and the national anthem? Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We are pleased to welcome the Creston High School ROTC, led by Sergeant Dietrich, to present the colors, and the Northview Varsity Voices, led by their director, Judy Pellerito, who will be singing our national anthem.
Can't you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the brave.
It is my pleasure to invite Northview High School Varsity Voices to perform another song. Varsity Voices is led by Judy Pellerito and is accompanied by Diane Cosby. This piece also features soloists Chase Pelizek and Mackenzie Swartz. For their second song, they will be singing Lean on Me with We Shall Overcome, which is arranged by Mark Hayes.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Please swallow your pride. If I have faith that you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand.
We all need somebody to lean on.
I just might have a problem that you'd understand.
We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't
It is now my pleasure to introduce Rodney Martin. Mr. Martin is the diversity partner at Warner, Norcross, and Judd. This law firm has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to diversity and inclusion. As an example of its commitment, Warner, Norcross, and Judd is the sponsor of the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Scholarship Competition. Please join me in welcoming Rodney Martin to present this year's winner.
Thank you, Shaka. It's a pleasure to be here. This is the 7th year that Warner, Norcross, and Judd has sponsored the Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Contest, and we're very proud to be associated with the Grand Rapids Public Schools in doing this. We'd like to thank Carmen Fernandez and Cheryl Depker of the Southwest Community Campus for their continued help with the contest. Each year they help us administer the contest, and we are grateful for their assistance. We're happy to announce that this year we had over 200 essays. Over 40 of my colleagues at the firm, both in Grand Rapids and in our 5 offices around, other offices around the state, reviewed the 200 essays, and from them we have selected 3 winners and 20 students who will receive honorable mention. A number of the students who participated today and were either one of the winners or received honorable mention are here, and I'd like them all to stand if you would. I even told them they could wave, so I'll wave, and there they are. But congratulations. And now I'm very proud to present to you the grand prize winner of this year's contest, Jamarius McBride, a 6th grader at Riverside Middle School. I'm going to invite Jamarius to the platform, and we'll hear his essay.
Are you willing? Dr. King challenged us to answer his urgent question. What are you doing for others? Dr. King wants us to help from the kindness of our hearts. So have you helped someone yet? I once helped a new kid who had autism. I treated him the same as I would want to be treated. I played with him outside, and I also showed him where to go to get back to his class. He also helped me. I was having a hard time on a math problem, so he helped me figure it out. What are you doing for others? I know Dr. King will be proud of me. In the next 2 months, I will shovel the snow for the elderly for free. I will also help my mom without her asking me. When my brother needs watching, I will always help out. I also plan to help with the cooking, cleaning, and washing. Maybe I can help my brothers and sisters with their homework. I want to be the brother my brothers and sisters can look up to in a time of need. Dr. King also wanted us to work together to stop violence. If the whole world pitched in and helped out, we would live on a planet without enemies, and there would be no need for violence. Dr. King taught me to act without violence. If I get hit, I will not hit back. I will just tell an adult. Maybe if everyone helps out, we all can be friends, and no violence will come. Why should we get hurt for doing the right thing that needs to be done? Fairness must be something that we all get and give. I wish I could see Dr. King's face. If he was here, he would not be pleased at the way some people still treat each other. Some people get into fights and don't tell. Then when there is a fight, no one tells them dog. But when someone did tell, they got teased for telling. It is not fair that people get teased for doing the right thing. We could stop the teasing if we work together as a team and stand up for what is right. I plan to honor Dr. King by helping, doing the right thing, and acting without violence. I learned that doing the right thing is good. And if someone is teasing you, tell an adult. Maybe Dr. King's dream is almost coming true. We all need to help and treat each other fairly. Are you willing?
If this is your first time at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, you are now in for a treat. There is no one better to express and bring life to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s message than our young people. It is my pleasure to introduce the 5th grade class choir of Breton Downs Elementary. They are led by their director, Nancy Keelan Boyd, and will be singing They Had a Dream by John Shea, as arranged by Greg Gilpin. During their performance, you will also be able to view the students' artwork representing Dr. King. Please join me in welcoming the Breton Downs 5th grade choir.
I have a dream. These words, spoken by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., remind us of the power of nonviolent change. Our song, They Had a Dream, is a musical journey through the way things used to be, the steps that ordinary people took to change those things, and the way they are today. Dr. King, Rosa Parks, college students and young children, along with many ordinary Americans, walked, marched, sang, and dreamed of a more equal America, a place where people of every color would live, work, and go to school together. Today we celebrate the courage of all these Americans as we sing They Had a Dream.
She had a dream.
our next music number, we are going to pause and welcome a very important organization that provides exceptional service and leadership within our community. As a participant, you are asked to bring items to support Kids Food Basket. They are a nonprofit organization who are attacking childhood hunger within the greater Grand Rapids area. We encourage you to see the connection between Dr. King's message and legacy and the work that Kids Food Basket does every day to erase the lines of social and economic injustice. Please welcome to the podium Katrina Harvey, Program Coordinator for the Kids Helping Kids program at Kids Food Basket.
Good afternoon. It is my privilege and honor to be here today representing Kids Food Basket and to celebrate someone who is so important to our community, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One of the things I love about working at Kids Food Basket is that I have the privilege of working with our volunteers that are ages 5 to 18 years old. And just like he had a dream of equality for our country, Kids Food Basket wants to do their part by providing sack suppers for kids who may not be getting a meal in the evening. And as I watched the kids come in today, I noticed that some of these kids are kids that we serve. Some of these kids I've worked with as volunteers at Kids Food Basket. And I want to thank you for donating your time, your money, and your food to Kids Food Basket. Because without you, we cannot serve the 4,700 kids that we serve Monday through Friday, year-round. But I want to appeal to all the kids that are here today. It doesn't just start with you getting your education. It starts also with a passion and a desire to do something different in your community. And while I'll be the first one to say I want it to be Kids Food Basket because I love my job, find out what your passion is, just like Dr. King did, and move forward with that idea and turn it into something that changes your community, because it is your responsibility, because you are our future. I think about that every day when I come to work, when I come into your schools, when your organizations come into Kids Food Basket. What is it that I can bring to the table to each of you that make you want to go out and create change in this community? It starts here in Grand Rapids, but one day all of you will leave home and you will go somewhere else and create a new change. And I can tell you, I have 2 adult children who live in 2 different states, and they are continuing the change that they started as high schoolers at Kids Food Basket with getting involved with our youth programs. And so I'm asking you today to make it your responsibility to do something different that creates a change in Grand Rapids. Thank you.
Our next guest is the New Hall Middle School Choir under the direction of Mary Alice Miller and accompanied by Ben Koval. They will be singing Canon Gloria, arranged by Donald Moore. Although New Hall Middle School has been a long-standing participant in our march and program, we are excited to hear them perform for the first time. Please join me in welcoming the New Hall Middle School Choir.
Dr. Martin Luther King had an undeniable faith, and our song Canon Gloria reflects his vision and strength. The translation for our song is Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men of good will. We worship thee, we praise thee.
I now have the privilege of introducing the Grand Rapids Community College Choir under the direction of Dr. Stephen Barton and accompanied by Dr. Kenneth Bose. They will be singing 2 songs for us this afternoon. Little David, play on your harp and lift every voice and sing.
Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp.
Now that we have sang, we have laughed, we have marched, and we have reflected on Dr. King's legacy, we must remember that we are somebody great as well. Take today's message and that of Dr. Martin Luther King and apply it every day. Although there will always be injustice in the world, you can always make a difference by treating others with respect and by challenging the wrongs of prejudice with actions that demonstrate love and inclusion for all. I would like to thank all those who made today everything that it was. To all the schools, the performers, Warner, Norcross, and Judd, Kids Food Basket, the musicians, the GRCC Campus Police, Ford Fieldhouse staff, and the Diversity Learning Center. Thank you. We also want to invite you to our Martin Luther King Day commemorative program event later this evening from 6:30 to 8:30 here in the Hunsberger Arena, featuring our guest speaker, Bakari Kiswana. If you arrive by bus, please remain seated. We will notify you over the PA system when your bus is pulled up to the exit doors. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.